everybody. Scott here, David, Liam, Disney Sucks. Let's get into this. We got a lot to talk about this week. We got Marathon dropped a trailer. We've got a brand new edition of The Last of Us Part 2 released again. And then we also, I played a little bit of South of Midnight. I think Liam did too. So we're gonna talk about that. So before we get to that, let's talk about what we did this week, as we always do. And we're gonna start with David, since I think Liam and I played a little bit of the same game. So David, what happened this week with you in the digital world?
I'm still on the dead side tip, man.
Yeah?
I'm like fully invested in dead side. And I think we officially gave up on the PvP. And I realized that I'm just doing it wrong on the PvP. I just am. And we just kept getting raided. Every time I started the game, my base was just gone. It was just wiped from the map. And we were getting raided. That's really what was happening. And we were just doing like a crap job of setting. We're not PvPers. So, we were just making a house. And, when you play PvP and you make a house, it's not supposed to look pretty. It's built to just make sure you don't get raided. That's just how it is. Whereas if you play PvE, you can make a house kind of look nice and functional. So we're on PvE officially. I don't think we're going back to P. And I just gotta say, I'm not gonna take up too much time, but I just gotta say that like PvE and PvP, completely just completely different people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did a week on PvE, and everybody's just the nicest, kindest. like I ran into some guy, and he was like, "Hey, how long have you been on the?" Got on the mic. "Hey, how long have you played this?" "I just been on it for like a couple of days." "Really? Oh, come with me. Follow me to my base. Go to this base. He gives us all kinds of goodies."
Yeah, it's in the basement, right there. Go get it in the basement.
And then he's like, "Hey, do you wanna go do a helicopter crash mission?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go." We go and do it. He dies, and so I'm like, "Oh man, he died. He left all his stuff here." So I message him and I'm like, "Hey, dude, I'll pick you up." And then I jumped in my car, picked him up, I brought him to his body.
Let him get all his stuff back. Yeah.
Let him get all his stuff back. It was just such a nice. And then another day, I'm my wife has some friends coming over and I'm playing and I'm like, "Oh, they just came over," and so I have to go AFK. It's it doesn't make it so that you could just quit. You have to hit start and you have to wait 30 seconds, right? It's like DayZ. It's like you have to wait to quit.
Yeah, like an MMO, right.
Right. So I'm driving in the car. I just pull my car over to somebody's base and I just go AFK. Then I hear all the sound coming from my headset. I'm like, "What the hell's going on here?" So I go to my headset and there is a guy outside of my car fixing my car with tools and gassing me up. And I get on the mic. I'm like, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?" He's like, "Hey, man, thanks for checking out Jiffy Lube. I have you ready in a second." I'm like,
"What the hell? Where are you?"
I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, I'm not even exaggerating. That's what he sounded like. He was like, "Hey, man, I'll have you good in 5 seconds. Don't you worry about nothing." And I was like, "Dude, thank you so much. I had to go AFK because I had some friends come over." He's like, "I just got home from work and I jump on and I see a car right in front of my house." And he's like, "Just, anytime you need Jiffy Lube, you just come right over." And I'm like, Jesus, everybody's just so nice on the server. It's like the nicest. I'm just having a great time with like how nice everybody is.
Wow, that's like the anti-DayZ.
It's crazy. It's a little. And then another guy tried to trade with me, and I was still in I'm still sort of like in a DayZ mode.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, "Oh yeah, do you have any car batteries?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got a couple." I was like, "But that's not my base." He's like, "Where's your base?" And I'm like, it's like
it's over there somewhere.
But it's not. I didn't say H11. I mean, I said H11, but my base is not H11.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll meet you in G5. And he's like, "All right, dude, no problem. I'll meet you over there." And it was like I didn't really need to do any of that because we just met. I gave him some car batteries. He gave me some stuff. He's like, here, you take this. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
thanks. And it was like a perfectly good trade. There was no hostility whatsoever. And yeah, no, it's just I'm just having a really great time on it. So that's I haven't really played anything
It's
else.
not like
I do want to. Yeah.
it's like here's a
But
grenade. Oh, and here's the pin. Later.
yeah, yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. So, and again, I've barely scratched the surface on the game. There's still so much. I haven't raided a bunker yet. I haven't done any base raids. I've just been doing like level 2 and level 3 missions. Getting some guns, getting some cool stuff. It's a really cool game.
Okay,
I
well,
gotta admit,
I got a
a lot of fun.
question. So I'm guessing that there are PvE servers, and then there's just PvE servers.
Um,
Is that what I'm getting from that?
there's PvP servers, there's PvE servers, and I think there are servers that do PvE and then like PvP weekends. Like you're allowed to raid on the weekends. Something
Okay,
to that effect.
so
Okay.
if it's a PvP map, are there zombies in the map?
No, so yeah, so
It's
it's
just
just
people.
bots. No,
Oh,
no, no. So
okay.
it's they have these missions like 1 tier, 2 tier, 3 tier
Yeah.
missions. So they pop up like in certain areas, like certain towns of DayZ. Let's say, for example, like a
Hmm.
certain town of DayZ, a mission would pop up. So all these like bots would spawn, and and the bots are no joke, man. They will chase you halfway across the map. Like they won't stop chasing you. So they're really relentless. But there's no zombies. Now, if you're playing PvP, the bots that you fight look the same as the players.
Right.
That's the crazy thing. You go run in and do a mission, and you're trying to kill bots. Next thing you know, somebody's blasting you. You're like, wait a minute, this guy doesn't seem like a
Yeah,
bot.
that sounds like
Seems like a
Tarkov.
player.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like confusing, but in like a good way, like a challenging way.
Right.
So it makes the game exciting. And I would actually probably stick with PvP if the rating wasn't just so relentless. Like I can't get ground because like I leave for the night and I wake up the next day and I turn it on and my base is just wiped to the ground. And I looked up some tutorials and people gave some tips on like what you should be doing. Instead of using walls, I should be using foundations because you can raise the foundation as high as a wall,
Hmm.
and it does it's more resistant to damage. So, but I'm at this point, I'm just like, what's the point? You know what I mean? I'm having a good time in the PvE, and like I said, the bots are so like dangerous that like I'm still getting challenged. It's not like there
Yeah.
isn't some kind of like challenge, you know?
So in PvE,
Uh,
they can't you can't hurt another player or anything.
you can't hurt another player. I can't even you die. I can't even steal your stuff.
Oh,
Like
okay.
your body is like
Okay.
inaccessible,
Man,
which is
that's
really cool.
a really good option. I wish other games would,
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
there's a game called
that would
Dark and
help a lot.
Darker that I really love the concept. It's like you and your buddies go into um, like a sunken castle or some kind of dungeon, and it's an extraction. So you get in, you get your loot, and then you find a way out. Well, in the meantime, of course, you got these enemies. Well, there's also 3 other teams that are doing the same thing. So, of course, if you're trying to solo it or anything, I mean, it just makes it impossible to play the game. Well, they're releasing a co op version, a PvE version, so that you and your friends can go in and there's no other players. You just fight the enemies that are in there. I wish
Yeah.
more games would do that because there's a market for that. And we're going to talk more about that later with what's coming up. But
Yeah.
um, that sounds more interesting to me than what you talked about before, especially
Yeah.
with it being DayZ. Because I mean, I like the concept of DayZ. I like
Yeah.
how everything works, but I just get, I'm not a longtime player, so when I get in, I'm like, I see a dude, and it's like, is that a zombie or is that? And then I just got sniped in the head, and I was almost,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah, so it's not quite as fun, but this sounds
And
much better.
and not to say that like it's PvE, so like the players, there's no challenge from the players. No, like if I'm going to do a mission, and if I beat the mission and I'm trying to get the loot, well, some other person's trying to do the mission too,
Right.
and he's trying to get the loot. We can't kill each other, but we can fight to get that loot. There have been plenty of times when I go to a helicopter crash site, and when you go to a helicopter crash site, there's like 10 guys, and they're all like decked out, trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
I've had situations where I get there and somebody else gets there before me, and they wipe out a couple of guys, they get the loot, and then they leave, and I'm like, oh man, I'm like, listen, let the best man win, right?
Right.
Hey,
I got you.
got it before I did, but that's the challenge. That's the challenge of the PvE. I mean, it would be even worse if we're fighting in this mission and then I get killed by the same guy trying to get the stuff, and I'm like, damn it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's there's lots of instances like, hey, you want to team up? Sure. Bam. I'm taking all your stuff. Team over.
Yeah.
I guess what I like about it is it's the PvE. It's not just an easy version of PvP. It still has its challenges. You can still have like an exciting game and still be like, this is difficult.
I mean, it's good that again, I love the fact that you're talking me into this game now. Like when like I said, when you were talking about it before, I'm like, that sounds way too much like DayZ. I have DayZ. If I want that experience, I just go play DayZ. But this sounds a lot better. I think what's the game Ark Survival is kind of similar to that. And I played with a friend of mine. I had never played it before, and he's like, "Okay, I'll set you up. So this is what we're gonna do. We get on this huge map. I'm like, okay, we'll go down by the water. So we travel all the way down by the water or whatever on this little peninsula-looking thing. It's like, this is where we're gonna build our base. So we work together to build our base, and it was on a server, so I could like log in while he was at work and work on stuff, and then one night we're like, working on some stuff, and we look over, here comes a guy. He's like, there's another player, and we watched him like walk all the way down, like not right next to us, but he was in obvious sight, like he could see our base, and we're like, well, we need to watch and see what he's doing, because like why would you? And my friend's like, look at the map. And we open the map. It's like, he could have went anywhere. Why is he right here? And he starts building something. And it's like, we could never figure this guy. Like, did he just have no idea that we could go over there and just kill him and take all this stuff? Or was he building a bigger base to wait till we logged off to just come over and get all our stuff? So then we start building walls and stuff, and then he just keeps building stuff and seems to be completely oblivious to us. As far as I mean, he didn't. I don't think he messed with anything or took anything. But I'm just like, it's like at a movie theater, you're like, wow, I'm the only one in the movie theater. Yeah. Here comes one other person, and they sit right in front of you, or right behind you. It's like, what the fuck, man?
You go to the end urinal, and they come all the way.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be right next to you. Like, dude,
fuck, man.
I know. I was like, what is your intention? That's like, yeah. But yeah, I get that. That sounds like a lot of fun. I may check that out. Is it still on sale?
I think it's not a full price game. I don't know if it's early access or what it is. I'm sure
it probably is.
It's $29 game. It's not $60 game.
Oh yeah, I have not been playing many of those lately. Let's see. As I make desk noise through my microphone. $24.99.
There you go.
Yeah.
$25.
Yeah. And the trailer is showing like somebody like holding their hands up and then just getting shot.
I'm telling you, it looks just like DayZ, but it has its pluses.
This is not early access. This is version 1.
Oh,
so it looks like they are in version 1. So, mostly positive. 32,000 mostly positive. 626 recent mostly positive.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, dude. I might have to check that out.
All right. Yeah. You let me know. I'll let you know the server.
Yeah. Maybe you can hook me up with some sticks or something. Was that all you played? That's I know when I saw you online this week, that's all you were playing. Is that
that's
it?
All I played.
Man,
that's it. I was like,
that's great.
I still want to try Enzoy, but
That's one of those games that can simmer. It probably needs some
Yeah,
patches. It probably needs a little bit of work.
yeah,
The longer
yeah,
you wait, the weather. It's kind of like making soup. It's like to let it
yeah.
simmer, and then the better it is.
Mm-hmm.
Let it cook.
Yeah, cook, let him cook.
Yeah. All right, clean cut, Liam, with your
You
haircut.
good boy.
What's How was your week going?
I've been game hopping a little bit this week. I was on Call of Duty a little bit. There's a few events going on, and I'm still terrible at Warzone, but um,
Same.
so yeah, we didn't really get far on that. We did have like one plunder match that went quite well, but yeah, just it's crazy. What happens in Warzone really? Just everyone, as soon as like try to jump somewhere or just land somewhere, people have 5 guns and shooting you out the sky already. It's like, come on, I just want to land.
Yeah.
So yeah, typical COD. I played the zombies map, did the Easter egg, so
Nice.
I had a group to do it with. That was good. Yeah, you fight a zombie boss dinosaur at the end.
Wow. Well, just ruined it for everybody. Wait, it's a. Let me. That just sank in. It's a dinosaur zombie.
Yes,
Whoa.
it's a
I think you just.
yeah.
I think they just created a new genre. Dinosaur zombie, Jurassic zombie. We brought
Jurassic
dinosaurs
zombies.
back, but they're dead.
I just
I'm not
thought
entirely
of,
sure how it got zombified,
Yeah.
as if that's a word, because you go in the map and you see like this great big statue of this skeleton of this dinosaur, and then the next cutscene he's jumping out at you. It's like, how? What? How?
He got bit.
But yeah, Easter egg was good. Definitely something that to do in a group of people there, because it's hard as hell otherwise.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, David?
Um,
no, when he said, "Oh, it's a zombie dinosaur" at the end, I had a George Costanza moment when I was like, "Oh, I wanted to see that. Thanks a
Right.
um, I won't say what happens in the story, because the story is actually interesting if you know the story of it, of like the zombie games. And there's going to be probably Black Ops 7 this year. That's what they're saying.
Really?
What?
Yeah. So
Wait a minute. What?
Black
Yeah.
Ops 7 by this year?
No, they can't
you
do
know how
that. It's supposed to be Modern
gotta
Warfare
be-
4.
no, you know how we had like Modern Warfare 2 the following year, Modern Warfare 3. Like, we just had it back to
Yeah,
back.
but I don't
They're
like Black Ops.
gonna do it with Black Ops. So basically, like, I think the idea of COD now is going to be like a 2-year cycle. You just have 2 games, so your progress from one goes to the other, and then Warzone, if Warzone still exists by then. And
Okay,
so on.
yeah, I guess I can see that. So it's not like they're having to rebuild everything from scratch
Yeah.
every single year. So this is basically just a $70 DLC. Okay.
Yeah, like last time it happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So then
Now
they'll
that-
just carry
I
over.
guess that makes sense. Yeah.
And then yeah, I played a few Game Pass games. Played South of Midnight,
hmm
and I enjoy that so far. I haven't got very far into it, but I do like the talking fish.
Yeah.
Catfish.
Catfish.
He's great. He is actually. But yeah, I found the gameplay a bit too simple. Maybe just a bit too simple. I mean, it's one of those games where like past the art style and the way it looks, because I think a lot of games try to stand out and be unique in how they look.
Yeah.
Then past that, it's very shallow.
hmm Yeah, I
like,
kind of found the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, like you have your typical double jump, and the combat wasn't great. You know, I think the pull is for the world and the story and things like that, but I think they just let down on the gameplay on that aspect.
What chapter did you get to? Do you know? Do you remember?
I don't know. I think I got to like chapter 3, 4. I don't know. I don't like the
Okay.
chapters either. I don't like how it's done.
Yeah,
Why-
I don't
why-
either.
why
Why,
does-
why is there a summary of what you just did in between
Yeah,
the chapters? Like,
I know it's a story, but let us experience a story.
yeah.
You know, it's like playing Spider-Man, and then after your mission ends, it pulls out and it shows a comic book. No, just
Of
let me
everything you
play
just
it.
did. Yeah.
Let me just do the story, tell the story, but let me see it.
Yeah.
I don't want this weird animation storyboard. Have
Yeah.
it at the end, like a bonus or something, like a summary.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
me it
so
seems like they like added everything, just everything in this game, like everything. Like you've
yeah,
got cutscenes,
yeah.
you've got the art cutaways, you've got wall jumping, you've got gliding, you've got double jumping, you've got combat that's basically like a Souls like, um, but that doesn't make a good game. That
Mm.
just makes it kind of just look like you're just got a checklist, you know.
Yeah.
Does it have
I
this?
think it's a
Yeah.
great looking game.
It's a
Different.
very good looking game. Wow.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I would
It
totally
does.
agree with that.
It does. Yeah. It does have a lot of polish to it as well. I haven't had any like bugs or anything. So
I haven't either.
they're right. I think they should have done more with the combat and things like that. So
Yeah, I mean the combat for me looks, and I didn't play it, but just I'm just going off visually. Kind of looks like Devil May Cry. Like it's a lot of button mashing, but it can be a little complex if you want it to be with the combos and
I mean,
um
you can combo. Um, it was a bit more like Prince of Persia for me because then when you
oh,
beat
okay.
the enemies, you have to press Y or
Yeah, you have
I don't know
to
what it is on PC,
whatever
but
you're doing with
you have to
them.
like press an attack to kill them to extract like I don't know the darkness or whatever it is that's going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like to steal their soul, and then you have to kill them.
Uh,
So it's like you knock them down and then you kill them, sort of thing, like a finishing move. You have to
uh
do that every time. It's like, I mean,
it,
I don't
it's
know. I
at least
liked
it's
it.
quick. It's not like you're
Yeah, yeah.
done. Okay, I mean, it's just you just hold it down for like maybe 2 seconds.
yeah.
But what's weird to me is that there's just areas that you have combat. Like you can like you're going down a road and you see, oh, that's a combat area because you've had this
Yeah, yeah.
thing in the
Like
middle
you
of
can
it,
see
right?
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can see it. So as soon as you get up to it, you see the health. Oh well, I'm going into a battle now. It's
right.
not like you go out in the world and things are happening.
Nothing's a surprise. It's
Yeah,
nothing.
Yeah.
It's like a museum piece. It's like over here we'll have a battle. So go forth into this area, and we'll close you in. You can't go anywhere and back out of it. You have to, battle it. What did
Yeah.
you think of the main character?
I like the main character. I haven't played too much yet. I do like her. I think, I did like the initial scenes where she has a sort of talk to everyone really in this weird southern hillbilly vibe of people. I don't know how accurate that is to whatever location they're seeing from.
Not
From
not
North
even in the
America.
slightest, and I'll explain that later. But
Yeah.
they missed the mark by like 6 miles.
Wherever it's supposed to be, I don't know.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah,
Yeah, oh, go ahead, David.
I find no, I was just gonna say I find that take pretty interesting that you were saying before about whereas this is really cool and the art style is really cool, but like the gameplay is like lacking slightly, and I was just kind of like likening it to like a movie where it's like, man, that movie could have been so good if the script was better, or man, that movie
yeah,
was
yeah,
great, had such a great story, but
yeah.
just the pacing of it was bad or something. It's almost like because I think in my head like the art director and the artist that made this game and went through this
Mm,
painstaking process to make it look great, and then like the actual person that works on the gameplay like sort of fumbled a little bit on that, and then it's almost like that effort, it gets wasted, sort of like
yeah.
that art style gets wasted because another component of the game is not up to stuff. So I don't know if that's what you were trying to say, but that's
That
kind of
that's
how
kind of
I
that's kind of
read
way
it.
I feel about it. It's like,
Yeah,
wow, this game is so gorgeous. I mean, it's like the
yeah,
set
Mm,
pieces and the characters and the mystical creatures and everything. I mean, it's got you can tell that whoever was doing the art style was consistent. Um, is very like that's really the only thing they got right about the location was a lot of the scenery and everything. I mean, you can do that from pictures, I guess, um, but yeah, but then you're tied to like this very confined place, so it's not like you can experience more of the world. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you can like go around little places and find some extra stuff, but it's not
Yeah.
open at all. And like I said, you can clearly see where you need to go because it has these little light blue like ledge liners everywhere, you know,
Uh,
um, that just
Yeah.
go here and now go here and now go here, and uh, and then yeah, and then the combat is just the combat's there. It's functional. It works. It's not fun, you know.
yeah.
Um,
Is it kind of similar to like the way the story, the way you navigate that story? You're saying you're sort of confined. I always kind of felt like God of War was like that. Like the minute you start
yes,
the game, you have to follow this linear path, and the story
Yeah,
sort of unfolds
it is
as
like
you
that. You
follow.
are
it's very
going
yeah, it's very much
very
like
very
that.
linear.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
even
Okay,
in
okay.
God of War, you can go up. You're walking up to an area that's flat, has some
Yeah.
walls, and you're like, oh,
Yep.
this is going to
I
be a
clearly
fight,
have to. I clearly have to climb that thing. Like
right?
it's
And
so
Yeah.
obvious. I
I
have to climb that.
yeah, I made the mistake on Reddit one time saying that it was too gamey for me. Like in you guys, I'm sure you guys know what I mean.
Dare
It's
you?
like, well, I mean, it's like a beautiful story and all these characters and well, I mean, not a beautiful story, but a beautifully rendered, you know, set piece.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then it's also like, dun dun dun, press A, press A. You know, it goes into like a game mode where you know what's going to happen. It's like this is a fight, and South of Midnight is just like that. It's like, oh wait,
Uh,
here's a puzzle. Okay, this area is a puzzle, and then you go down here, and this area is combat. So it
Yeah.
doesn't have, it just doesn't allow the player to connect with anything because you're just handheld the entire way. I think South of Midnight as a whole would have been great as just an hour and a half movie. Like whoever
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
came up with the story and the characters and the art style, an animated movie. This would have been a great animated movie. It does not work
maybe
as a game.
maybe that what is that?
Mm.
That Amazon, the Amazon thing.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
the guys from uh
yeah, they did those little shorts. They did the
yeah
shorts.
is it Blur? I think it's Blur. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
forget
maybe
what it's called.
that would be
Yeah,
something.
maybe that. Yeah, South of Midnight episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot what it's called now, but
Level Up? No, it's not
yeah,
Level Up. It's
it will definitely work as an animation because it's got that look to it. It's got that feel to it, and you know the whole art style to it. And you know, I like the fact that when games are accessible, so it is a very accessible game.
mhm.
I think there's a different thing that people want. So it's like you have like Ubisoft with their 200-hour games. And you have like South of Midnight on the other side, where it's like it's very linear, but we want something like in the middle, not too long,
Yeah.
but enough exploration. We don't want to be
Yep.
held through a story, but we don't want
Yeah, I
the
mean
world so vast.
right. You
You
want
know,
some kind of decision making, you know, do I go there
yeah,
first or do I want to go there first? I mean, it could be something as simple as that,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
I made no decisions in this. You know, do I want to use
yeah.
that
Because like
weapon or do I want to use that weapon? It doesn't even give you that option from my
yeah.
playthrough. Maybe later in the game, but
No, I mean I
Yeah.
didn't see that either. It's just
mm-mm.
here's a chest, here's a weapon, go. Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that
Here's
was
a
it.
new mechanic. Here's a new mechanic. Here's a new mechanic.
I,
Uh,
I don't like when games do that a lot. It's like every 5 minutes you learn something new.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I hate the ones that's like you have like this set thing and it's like, wow, I really like this. This is great. And then they pull
Yeah.
that now build a town. I'm like, what? Like I don't want to build a town. Like now I'm a mayor. Like I thought I was going to be slaying dragons and now I'm like somebody's coming to me about the problem with their corn. Like what the fuck just happened with this game? Um yeah, I mean this is not like that obviously, but yeah, I know what you mean. It kind of goes I think I stopped, like I said, or about the same time as you, and I think that's right at the end of getting new stuff. You do get to upgrade your character, so you do get you do level up and then get a point and
Yeah, yeah, you do get
put
points.
a new attack and stuff. So, but even
It's not like a
even
deep, it's not like a deep RPG. It's like a lot of skill points. But
right, it's just you just get new as the character learns new things, as you would expect a teenager to not know that they're this weaver or whatever. But the story is fine. That I do like the main character. I was expecting one of these, overconfident, can do anything, not scared of anything, just like whatever. Like, oh, now I can kill monsters or whatever. I didn't get that. I get that somebody that's feels a little left out or a little, their mom is not as attentive, as me as a Gen Xer. It's like my parents were never home, so like I could totally identify with that. It's like, hey, you're always at work. Do you remember you have a child? But and their relationship seemed very organic and didn't seem as scripted as most do. So, but I also can kind of tell it's like there's not the character doesn't really have any faults that will allow her to grow during this game. Like, you know what I mean? It's like she's not faulted at the beginning and start to realize things as she goes, and then at the end, when she obviously finds her mother, hopefully, unless there's going to be a sequel, that she learned something along the way. There was nothing really to learn there at the beginning, so I don't know. It's lacking in that, and something that's really laying heavily on story. If you don't nail that, then your game is going to get forgotten.
I think there is like a mystery to it because there are some things that are going on.
Well, I know that her grandmother or whatever, the old lady, that she's obviously the bad guy. I mean, or partly. I don't know, but I mean that's just from my gaming experience. But
I do want to finish. I do want to finish the game and fight the actual bosses. Although the bosses, I was absolutely terrified of the look of some of the bosses because when like the
there's
house
a spider.
starts
There's a
moving
spider.
Yeah. There's a. Did you see the giant spider? Because I was like, no, I don't want to go that way. I don't want to go that way. You saw the house floating down the river, and then just big ass spider comes out and just following it. It's like, nope, I'm going this way.
Well, just close your eyes and hold down X, and it will. You'll just.
Why is going to be a giant spider?
Because they're scary. I like spiders.
I do like.
I don't like snakes. I like spiders.
And see what happens. I like snakes.
You would like snakes, indeed.
I did try the other game on Game Pass, Blueprints.
Why does anybody like snakes?
I hate snakes, Jack. I hate them.
That's just my pet snake, Reggie. That's what I said to my wife when we first met. What is that? That's just my pet snake, Reggie. Yeah. Anyway.
Zing.
So anyway, one of the things that I noticed in this, and I always notice, is the music. I've seen a lot of people on X really just gushing over this game. I don't really know why. I mean, the graphics, sure, but games are not just graphics. And they're talking about the soundtrack. The soundtrack is, in my opinion, is fucking terrible. It is absolutely terrible. They don't nail anything right at all. Like at the beginning of the game, they're playing like Delta blues, which this is not in the Delta. This is in the Bayou. If it was in the Bayou, you would hear, like jazz type older music, older than Delta blues. So and even that kind of misses. And then there's a song, and Liam, you may have gotten to this area where you're climbing a tree and it goes into this like really bad country western song, and it's so god awful, man. It is just so cringily, just terrible. Like it's just, and then you're like running, and then it's like it's like music from like an old 70s detective TV show. like I mean, it's like you're watching Rockford Files or whatever, chase down some dude that owes him money. It just nothing fits with it. Nothing works music wise. The sound effects are fine. I mean, I didn't have any problem with the sound effects. But man, that music is just this is like one of the worst game soundtracks I think I've heard in a long time. Not only do they miss the mark as far as like finding the flavor of where this is supposed to be, it's just objectively bad, like terrible. I don't know if you noticed any of that, Liam. Do you know what song I'm talking about? You had to hear. I mean, it felt like a 10-minute song. Like you're climbing a tree, and it's like making you climb this tree so that you listen to the song. And at the top, I just wanted to jump off.
Maybe that's the whole idea. This is the end of the game. Jump off to hear the song.
I can't take it. Turn the music up. But anyway, but I will say, and I have to add this because being from the South, this looks exactly like somebody from Canada's version of the South. Like somebody that I can tell you that I know that their community manager, who's extremely racist, by the way, is from the South. Of course, she doesn't have anything to do with the game, but these people are from Canada, and they don't know the South. They just don't. This is more of the Bayou. This is like around New Orleans. This is like lower, right on the Gulf. You have a completely different culture. You have different music. You have different people. It's not like it's Southern because it's in the South, but it's not what we call Southern. It's not like the people in the pickup trucks, with the fishing rods. Hey, how you doing? That's a little north of there. Especially the music. The music that they're using, some of it is, like I said, country blues, which is from like middle Mississippi, Alabama, not Louisiana. You would hear more like Cajun music and Cajun like accents down there.
Yeah,
if they had nailed that, it would have felt more organic and lifelike. But there's a couple of people that like the guy that she now I'm nitpicking, but at the beginning of the game she goes and checks on some dude in a trailer, and he's like, "Hey, how are you doing? I got some beer here, and I'm just gonna sit here with my dogs." And I'm like, is he supposed to sound Southern? Like, what even is that? Like, it's a Canadian trying to sound Southern. Like, what? They just miss.
I mean, to me, I can't tell.
Right. If you're not from here, you probably it probably just completely misses you. But
it's like if somebody here said, "Oh, this is a London accent," and I heard it, it's like, no, it's not.
I mean, it's when you go to southern LA, which is what we call southern Louisiana, there's a lot of French people that settled there.
Say.
Right. That's where you get New Orleans culture. That's where
you would expect like people having like relatively like almost like French accents.
Yeah, they have their own dialect. It's Cajun. It's
like people from France can speak to them.
Yeah, I mean, some of them know a little French.
They'll understand them. Yeah,
and it's great. It's like there's so much like they have their own folklore and voodoo and all this stuff. And if they had just concentrated on that, I think it would have been better. But what they're kind of nailing is like a mix mash of everything. And even just being in the South is not. It's just different. It's just different. This is swamp life. What we have is something different. No, we have sweet tea life.
Yeah.
We kind of like take the light out.
That's the thing though. In America, you have people in different places with different accents, and the accents is sort of like an encapsulation of a lot of the history.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Of the people that lived in that area. Like in New York, by me, there's a lot of places with Indian sounding names, Wantagh or something like that. You know what I mean? It'd be like Oni Osceola or something, Oh
yeah.
Like it's from the natives that live there. You know what I mean? Like that's the names that they have. It's like it's an encapsulation of like the history, You know what I mean? And if you screw up something like the accents, then it's like, are you even are you even trying to like,
I know.
you know?
Like if they had just like gone to New Orleans and spent a week, they would have gotten everything they needed
Right.
to make this game. But I don't
Yeah.
think they did anything. You know.
Mhm.
And I know early on in development they were worried. It's like we're a bunch of Canadians. Why are we making a game about the South? And I don't have an answer for that either. But in Appalachia, a lot of Scottish and Irish people settled there. You've heard the Hatfields and McCoys. That's where that comes from. Also, that's where we get like bluegrass and mountain music is actually just derivatives of Irish music
Yeah.
that they brought here. And a lot of those people moved south into what
Yeah.
we know south. So there's a lot of Irish descents in like Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia, a lot of Scottish. Further down, like I said, it goes completely French. That's where the French came, they came through the Gulf and settled there, and French
Yeah.
traders and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
just picking up a book or something, you'd probably get some of that. I just don't think that they did.
Just Google.
I think that
Google.
they just like, yeah, they just like watched some Andy Griffith or something and just thought that was
Yeah.
all they needed to do. But it just I had to bring that up because it's in the name, like South of Midnight. If you
Yeah,
if you don't nail it, that would be like me. It's like I'm gonna make a game, and it's gonna be set in, I don't know, Utah, and it's gonna be about
Yeah.
Mormons or something. And I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just gonna make, I saw a movie once, and I'm just gonna make that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but this game. Liam, finish it. I can't finish it. I got to chapter 3 and I'm just like, I just don't. It was beginning to be
Yeah.
kind of a slog for me. So yes, please finish this.
Yeah, I'll finish it.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't think it's that long anyway.
Let me know if I'm right about the grandma lady. What was her name? Bunny. She does not look like a bunny. She's like, what do you want? I'm like, you're not a bunny. Is that all? Is that what else you played? I know I kind of hijacked your thing there, but
Yeah.
what else did you play? Anything
That's it,
new
really.
other than that?
I haven't played yet, but I did get a Steam deal of the Oddworld games.
Oh yeah. You tell me about that. You got all of them, didn't you?
Yeah, all of the Oddworld games for Steam for £1 or $1.
Man, PC's
Is
the
that still?
shit.
Wait, is that still? I love the Oddworld games. Is that still on sale?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's on sale, but I got it on the website Fanatical, which they sell PC keys for Steam.
Okay.
But yeah, that was just there. I just saw it on my phone. Like my phone just gets like game updates or whatever,
Yeah.
and it just came up. I was like, really?
How many
Well,
how
no,
many
it can't be
games is
real.
it? God,
8 games.
God, that's insane. It's funny. Which one was it? Was it? I think it was Munch's Odyssey was launched with the original Xbox, and they marketed that thing so heavily because they were like, "This is the game that's going to put us on the map." Everybody's like, "We're playing Halo, dude." Like, what is Munch's Odyssey? We've got these things connected on a Switch, and we're playing multiplayer. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Oddworld New and Tasty, which was some remakes. Stranger's Wrath HD, Munch's Odyssey.
Ooh,
Abe's
Stranger's
Odyssey,
Wrath is really good.
Abe's Exodus and Soulstorm Enhanced Edition. Sounds like the latest one. Crazy.
That's the one where you can shoot critters. You capture critters and then shoot them with the gun. That's awesome.
I definitely need to go to some of them again because there were some childhood games of mine.
Oh yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Abe's Odyssey, just
I
farting and
remember
slapping them.
Yeah.
It was the first one was on.
Was that like
Was it
PS1 or
Sega?
PS2?
I think it was on. Was it PS2 or I thought it was Sega? Maybe it was PS2.
I remember them on PlayStation. I don't know if there were ones before.
Maybe it
that.
was multiplat. It might have been multiplat. They might have been
Yeah.
on multiple
Yeah.
titles.
I mean, I remember seeing a video of the developers talking about them creating that game, and they were saying like we're gonna create this game where this character is not violent, and
Right.
he has to try to get out of situations. Oh, we'll give him a gun. No, 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 no gun. He has to get out of the situations he's in with just what he has, which is like almost nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Like MacGyver.
you say he isn't violent, but he's got these mind melding abilities to blow
Yeah.
up the
But
enemies.
no, he's not violent in the traditional sense of like,
Yeah.
like
Like he
Yeah,
doesn't
they have
have
like
anything on
chainsaws
him.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, this is
yeah,
when
yeah.
right at the time it was all first person shooters and blowing stuff up and guts everywhere.
And it was like simultaneously gory at the same
It
time that it's
was
like,
very gory. It
yeah,
was really.
without him being like violent in that
Yeah,
sense.
I just got the little guys with me and went, oh yeah, just go through that one. Shit, they're
Yeah.
dead.
And he's such a likable character. He's like,
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the guy's name that the developer Lauren Lanning, I think is his name, who created that. And
Mhm.
yeah, he's we need more of those guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can make
Definitely have to play through them again as well. Now I've got them. Crazy deal.
All right, well let's move along. Let me go over what I played real quick, which is South of Midnight. I played some of that, and then I also played a couple of demos, and I just want to share with you guys. There's one called I can never remember the name. I got to look it up now. Cop Bastard.
Cop Bastard?
Cop. So this is it's just a one level demo, and it's a first person. It's reminiscent of, and this. Have you ever seen Hard Boiled with Chow Yun Fat, the cop movie with the baby?
This sounds very familiar.
Okay, it's basically like a homage to those movies. There was like the Killers, and then there was another one. And then it's like these Chinese movies, these Chinese cop movies, made in the like early '90s, late '80s, early '90s, and they were just like pure action, and ridiculous. Some of it was ridiculous, and some of it was funny, but this is like that. And so there's like you have just a couple of guns, but there's a filter over it. And it makes it look like you're like watching it on like VHS or something. It's like on a CRT or something. And every time you shoot your gun, there's like smoke and sparks, and it's just, I don't know. It's just somebody that loves those movies made a game where you just go and just shoot dudes, because that's all usually what the movies are about anyway. The other one is this game is really, I am getting this game when it comes out. It's called Metal Eden, and
That
sounds familiar.
yeah, you probably saw it. It's been advertised here lately. There's a demo for it on Steam. It looks really good. It looks amazing. It reminds me of if you took Doom 2016 and mixed it with Marathon, what we see right now with Marathon, the gameplay is a lot like Doom. You don't have to kill things to get ammo and health, but just moving, sliding, jumping. It's very fast. It's very fluid. And it looks amazing, man. It is like some scenes when you're watching it, it looks like something from, what is that, Level Up or whatever it is. The guys from Blur. It looks like movie quality. I don't know. I don't gush on graphics very often, but the gameplay and the graphics just fit. It's just a lot of fun.
Looks like it's going to be out on May the 6th as well.
Yeah. Like the day after, was it Dune Awakening, I think? So hopefully it's not an expensive game. But check it out if you like shooting stuff. This is definitely cool. There's a story. There's an AI that talks to you, and he sounds a little off when he's talking to you. So there might be some kind of deep lore there. And I'm back on my annual trip to Tamriel, so I'm playing Elder Scrolls Online again, and I do that once a year, and then I fall off super hard until next year. It's kind of like the getting the White Castle burger. Only it's much better. And so that's about it. So let's get into this real quick because I know David doesn't have a lot of time, and
Yeah.
I'm chomping at the bit to talk about this. But we all saw the marathon trailer, the gameplay trailer. I watched the story trailer, and I want that like 10 minutes of my life back. That was just a waste of time. But what did you guys think about this? This is an extraction shooter from Bungie. 4 characters, 3 maps, 1 game mode. Maybe $40, $50. It's out in September. Go.
I thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
Stylistically, it
Uh-huh.
looked cool.
Yeah, I think that's what everyone agreed on unanimously. Is like, it kind of looks
Yeah.
cool. Like it's a different kind of art style.
Now it
And
kind of reminded me of just Apex.
Mm-hmm.
I got a very
I mean,
Apex vibe from it, you know?
yeah. Obviously, it will feel like other games. To me, it felt like a bit like Mirror's Edge in that clean sort of style of art as well. Bit of finals maybe as well.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It kind of reminds me of that, and that's intentional. Like the finals and marathon, I think is an intentional art design for multiplayer, so that you can identify, targets, and I guess I don't know, but
Like
go ahead.
I don't know what to think really at this point because Bungie have Destiny 2. I don't know how long that's got left in terms of like expansions and just player base. I don't know how it's doing.
Player base is
Um,
down. They've got a large, somewhat DLC coming out this summer, and then one I think in the fall. They're not going to be as large as the normal ones, but it's going to be like new story elements and new weapons and stuff like that.
yeah.
And
Like
then after that, I don't think there's a roadmap after that.
yeah, like so I don't know what Destiny 2 is going to be in a year from now.
Mm-mm.
And for them to go, oh yeah, this is what we've been working on for our last couple of years or more, to be an extraction shooter with like what 3 maps, 4 maps,
3 maps.
3 maps, and one I think after launch with a battle pass, and it's like I'm tired of these games. And I know it's an extraction shooter, so it's slightly different than your typical FPS game. Uh,
Eh,
it's like is that the best you got? Not,
Well,
I don't. We don't want to like hate on a game because of its idea, but
yeah.
we also expect a sort of level of quality when it comes to these studios, these multi-million studios. This isn't an indie team,
no, no.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I like just based off what I'm looking at and what I'm hearing about the game, I feel like I'm gonna play it as much as I play Black Ops right now, which is like sometimes, and then like that's it. So like if you're gonna make a game like this, it needs to be interesting not in the way it looks, but more of the way it plays. Like what is it doing different than any other extraction
yeah,
shooter? What is it doing different than Apex?
Right, you
Because
just nailed it. Yeah.
if it's exactly like those games, I'm gonna play it for a week and then be done. So I mean, if it looks really cool, that's great and all. And I feel like at this point, they have to build some hype. They have to get some eyes on it. So let's make it look really, really cool. But if it comes out and it's just like any other extraction shooter, I'm just gonna be like, okay, gonna play it for a week and then
Yeah, I don't know
you
if
know,
they've showed anything. I mean, they've talked about. I made some notes on what other what some of these people that have actually played it and talked to the developers. One thing is kind of odd is that there's no story right now,
yeah,
so that comes later, and that's going to come in the form of like when people find stuff and start adding like what I found here and what I found there, and kind of what they did with Destiny 1. I think that's really exhausting. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, it is. It gets annoying because that's not like an organic way to explain a story. It's
No,
not. It's for you to play more because they want you on the game all the time. It's not like a natural exploration of the story or me wanting
it
to know the story.
yeah, it kind of comes
You know,
off as their
it's just,
story trailer. It's so pretentious. It's like, oh well, we have a story, but you have to look for it. I'm like, man, fuck you. I don't have you. You're going to launch an extraction shooter amongst other extraction shooters on top of battle royales. I may not have time to play your damn game. You know,
yeah,
if you're going to
yeah,
get me something engaged, one of the things that kept me engaged in Destiny 2 was the story. Playing those new story elements with your friends and going, what the fuck did that guy just say? Did he just say that what Osiris is not Osiris and hasn't been for how long? What the hell is going? You know, those kind
yeah,
of things that just kept us engaged in that world. The gameplay was why we came back. The story is made it interesting while we were there.
Right.
hmm
This is an
and
extraction shooter. What is it? What
yeah,
story does it need?
because Destiny has that world, it has that lore built into it. Not just what you discover, but the missions and the people that you talk to.
Well,
This is just do a run on an extraction, go back to lobby, do it again, go back to lobby, do it again. That's it.
yeah, in
There's no,
Marathon
there's no
itself,
world. There's no social hub. There's nothing.
is there
So
not a social hub?
no,
Okay,
no.
not yet. Uh,
As far as I know, it's not a social hub or anything. So it's not like Destiny where you have loads of people or
hanging
a
out.
world. It's just do that
Yeah.
mission and that's it, and then finish and die. Maybe. I don't know,
Well,
probably with me die.
well, let's go back to 1994 for just a second when Marathon was actually released. Marathon was made by Bungie, who were primarily making games on the Mac. So in 1993 is when we got Doom. Everybody just freaked the fuck out on chainsaws and demons and rocket launchers, and Doom sold PCs. That's I think we can all agree on that. That was the game that people were like, how do I play this? Well, you need a Packard Bell. Okay, give me one. You know. Um, uh, then a year later, Marathon came out, which was objectively better in pretty much every way than Doom. You could look up, you can look down, you could dual wield, you could reload your gun. I mean, there's I know these things sound stupid now, but in '94 that was not really a thing. The story was amazing, and like the going through the ship of Marathon and going to these the terminals and listen and reading like these AI like talking to one another and then helping you and then tricking you like I was helping you. No, I wasn't. I'm trapped you in here. Now you're gonna die. And all of the backstory of what's going on in this, it goes way deeper and way more than it had to for a first person shooter at that time. So fast forward to 2025, there's a lot of lore and a lot of story there that they could just build on, and maybe that's why they're making this Marathon again. But I just feel like it's so wasted in an extraction shooter. Like
Yeah, I
I
mean
don't
they
want to,
they
I don't care about a story in
yeah
extraction shooter.
they could have just made a remake of the first game.
I would
And if
be
you wanted a story,
totally in for that. Hell yeah. But
so yeah, for an extraction shoot that's gonna cost like $40 at best. With season passes and battle passes, it's like
what
again,
I know
like
this yeah. I mean, it's just to me, it's just like I mean, they're doing something different. So
yeah,
golf clap for them for doing something different than they usually do. Um, but I think that this thing is going to have a huge lead up. I think it's going to be we're going to have a closed beta, which is I think next week. I signed up for it, so hopefully I'll be able to play it.
I think I signed up for it, but whatever.
Yeah, you just go to their
They
Discord,
told me to do it.
and hopefully
Okay.
I'll get picked. I mean they know me, so they should just let me know.
Yeah, we're sponsored. Yeah, they know me.
Yeah, so I'll be able if I get in, I'll be able to talk more about it. But there's going to be this. I think that's a alpha. Then there's going to be a closed beta.
Oh
Then
yeah,
there's going to be an
because
open beta, and then
yeah,
there's going to be
that was the
another.
thing that annoyed me.
Well, hang on a
Right?
second. There's going to be another
No, I know-
theatrical trailer, and then there's going to be the lead up of it's going to be marketed everywhere, and then it's going to be released, and then the beginning, and then like 2 months later, nobody's going to be talking about this game because it's an extraction shooter.
The alpha really annoyed me actually because it said America only. I thought, oh well, screw you then.
Well, you
The
know.
predictions are America only.
Good day to you,
I
sir.
think.
Good day to you, sir.
I think. I think Marathon should be delayed to next year.
I don't think they should have made it. I think this is a huge mistake.
It probably is, but if they want to make a game with content's not there at
Okay,
launch. It won't be.
Well, this is the reason for the $40 price point or whatever it's going to be around there. They know that the content's not there. They know this is not a full game. I mean, they obviously it's
Yeah.
I mean, you only have 3 maps. Then the maps are large, but man, I just this is just my gut feeling. Like watching all of this stuff and listening to these guys talk, it's like, well, we just got up one morning and said we're going to make the best extraction shooter anybody's ever seen. I mean, it just, that's how it just comes off, and I'm just like, man, you just mismanaged your studio and had to lay off 200 people. Shut the fuck up. I mean,
Yeah.
Sony is now in their office, part of their leadership and part of their decision making, rightly so. And I know, we all know that if this doesn't land and it doesn't hit hard and it doesn't make a bunch of money, they're in trouble and they're just going to get dissolved into Sony. And speaking of which, how are they going to make money on this game? Okay, so $40. I mean, if you look at what are they going to, like, how are they going to monetize this? Not that I want them to, but it's an extraction shooter. You're going to expect skins, maps?
Yeah. Skins. Because that's the only thing that people buy is skins.
But look at the
So whatever
characters.
skin
what
that you
skin are
have.
you going to get? The green one? The Argyle one? I mean, it's not... Everything
skin.
looks
I mean,
modular.
There's a battle pass. So there's got to be something they're selling.
Decals, maybe? Like, I don't know.
Emotes so you can dance your way through extraction.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's just this just looks. I don't know.
It fucking sucks.
Right. You need to redo that one and make it much louder. It's I don't know. I hate to get. I'm not trying to be passionate about this, but it's just.
Yeah.
I want more. I want
the problem
more
is as
destiny.
well, like its release window doesn't make sense to me either.
Yeah.
It's releasing in September. It should release when nothing's out.
Like in the summer, a summer would be good.
Yeah.
It's releasing on the same day as Borderlands 4. Even if people don't like Borderlands now, I don't know, but they like it a lot more than Marathon. Then Call of Duty will be out. Then GTA will be out. So no one
And then
care
no
about
one
it
will
in the
be
following
talking
months.
about it. Right.
No one will care.
It'll be a nothing burger. It'll be you're going to get a bunch of people getting it. It's going to be in the discourse for a week. Everybody's going to be talking about it. Good or bad, doesn't matter. Might be the greatest thing ever. Might be terrible. Everybody's going to be talking about it. Something else is going to get released, and then, like you said, something else will get released. If GTA 6 comes within 3 months of this thing, it's toast. And then afterwards, you're going to have, just like the finals. The finals did this, either free to play, by the way. You've got that hardcore set of people playing it, and that's how they're managing that game, and that's how they're making money on it, because they're selling to those people that love that game. And that's great for a new studio that's free to play and got another game coming out soon, which is an extraction shooter. You can make money doing that, right?
Yeah.
Bungie, you can't make money doing that with Bungie. That's like Steven Spielberg, his new film is a commercial about Midas mufflers. It's just, how do you think that's going to land?
Yeah, the
I
whole
don't know.
trailer as well. Like they're always trying to say how good they were when Bungie isn't Bungie, and probably most of the stuff left like 10 years ago anyway. But like from the makers of Halo and Destiny,
Yeah, I
you're
mean, there's
not.
still people there that worked on Halo, but I mean, that doesn't
Yeah,
mean that,
but
you know,
like that, like that's a pedigree though. Like yeah, that was then. That isn't now. That isn't this.
and one
This might
thing,
be garbage.
yeah, one thing that they did great, and David touched on this earlier, is that cooperative gameplay.
Mm.
It's when you play Halo with your buddies, you can play the entire game with your friend, all of them. You can. Oh wait, yeah, all of them. Did they add that to Infinite? Yeah, they did. Uh, Co-op in a game that's co-op, like say I'm of course going to use Destiny 2 as an example. You can bring in a friend in Destiny 2. For one, a large part of it is free to play, or at least it used to be a large part. You can tell a friend, download it, we'll play together, I'll show you what's going on, and then we can go do all kinds of things together. And not once can you have another player come in and shoot them in the face. So if they like that, they'll get good at it, and that you might just get a new Destiny player. With something like an extraction shooter, it's really hard to get somebody that may not play PvP to come in and go, hey, play this new game with me that you're going to get some really cool stuff. Yeah. And you got really good guns. Yeah. And it's really cool looking. Yeah. But then somebody can shoot you and take all your shit and you lose everything.
Yeah.
What?
And you're like,
yeah. And if you're not good at it, and if you're not progressing in it, you're going to drop off and you're not going to enjoy it. Whereas playing on, cooperatively with your friends that can help you through something and get you through it, and that's just a completely different experience. Just like David was saying earlier, like that PvP experience is not always, it's got to be perfect to be good. The co-op doesn't. It's the players that make that good. It's the people that make that good. And Bungie has been really good about that since its inception.
In Modern Warfare 2, and they had like the DMZ mode that we played.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that as well.
Yeah, we enjoyed that for what it was, but if that was the only part of Call of Duty, and that cost $40 with season passes,
yeah, I would have been mad. I would have been like, "This, I'm not playing this." Yeah,
that's what it is. It's like that's it. That's the game.
I'm paying somebody to just take all my shit. I mean, that's, if I want to do that, I would play on PlayStation. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
there needs to be a balance. I think that like there really are very few games, if any, that can get that balance right of sort of PvP to the point of if you're not investing 10 hours a day at the game.
Right.
I mean, Apex is one of them. Apex, me and my wife got into Apex heavily. We really, really liked the game, but we could not get over the fact that if you did not spend like 8 hours every single day, you weren't going to win games. You just weren't. So we had games where we won, and then just one-off games. We would play like 10 or 20 games in the night, and we would win one or two tops, and God forbid we win 2 in a row. It was like it was like we hit the lotto. 2 in a row? No way.
Right.
Like you can't, you really can't keep a player's interest, or a majority of player base.
Right. That's the key. Yeah.
You have massive amounts of, and you have people fighting about this all the time. Apex is dead, and then you have like its core fans, like 20K fans that are like, no way, it's not dead. You got 30,000 people still playing the game, and it's like, no, you have like a large group of people who are just done with it because it's just ridiculous to just get off of work and just want to play a nice game of Apex and invest 2 hours in, and you just lose every game,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there has to be games where it's like yes, there should be PvP, but there needs to be some sort of balancing incentive where I'm actually having fun. I'm not saying I need to win all the time, but I shouldn't be losing all the time. I can't
Yeah.
lose every single time. And the only way for me to win is if I invest hours of my life. I'm
And
sorry, I'm
and
not.
right, and that's the large drop off of these kind of games, because when Apex Legends is a good example. When it came out, it was shadow dropped. Everybody downloaded. Everybody was playing it. Everybody was having
Yeah,
fun with it. But then you have that level skill of, you've got players out there that are like, it doesn't take them very long to manipulate the game. Like they start to know like velocity of bullets and certain guns, and and those are the ones that really just shove out the normies, the people that just want to play a game. Call of Duty's the same way. It's like when everybody gets Call of Duty, you have that, nobody knows the maps, nobody knows the weapons. It's all a level playing field. You don't have to be super good to win a match, or but then it doesn't take long. It's like about 3 weeks, and you get those players that are just like pop, 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 pop. I found this gun that does this, and if I do this, pop, 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 and everybody's dead. And you meet one of those, and when you start meeting one of those in every single match, you drop off. You're like, God dang, man, I can't play this anymore. Something like this, like Marathon, it's going to be the same exact way. Everybody's going to jump on it. It's going to be, oh, it's so much fun. Everybody's having fun. And then you've got those players that are like, I am spending the next 16 hours a day making sure that I can wreck somebody's just, fun
yeah,
every single match. And that is their goal, is to win every single match. And the people that don't really have the time for that, or even want to put the time into, getting that good, are going to drop off. And again, how do they not know this? They have to know this. It's just... And it has to be free to play. You can't have an extraction shooter like this and put a price tag on it. You just can't do it. It's expected to have microtransactions. It's expected to be free to play. Apex Legends would not have done as well as it did at the beginning of it if it had a $40 or $50 price tag.
No.
It was that free to play is magic, man, when it comes to games like this, and it will keep people coming back. Let's see if it's good again. Let's see if it's this. We'll just download it again.
Yeah.
It's
if Apex cost $50 and I bought it, and I was losing that many times, I was like, this game is fucking bullshit. I can't believe I spent $50 to lose every match.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that 100%.
There's an extraction mode in Delta Force. I think Battlefield. I think they shut down their extraction. DMZ, I think you can still play, but it is actually unplayable because when they added the ability to add other people to your team, so you got these roaming like 6-player teams against like 2 people. It's like, who thought of that shit?
Yeah, true.
And also, even in Marathon, like, you can solo this game, but I don't think there's solo matches. So if you go in on your own, you're going to be running into teams with 3.
Yeah.
And again, you're gonna. I know there's matchmaking, but I mean, it's just like matchmaking in Apex Legends. You get people that are just like, "What are you doing? Like, are you insane? Like what? Like, what the hell?" And also, there's no proximity chat. You have an extraction shooter, you have to have proximity chat. There's even bosses in the game that you can find, and other players can help you beat the boss, and you can like split the loot, right? No. How do you do that if you can't communicate with those other players? If they go, hey, whoa, let's work together, let's get this stuff, we'll just grab some loot and we'll leave. You got it. Trust me, maybe, you got to have that. If you don't have that, that's never going to work. You're just going to have to assume that they're going to shoot you in the face, and you just take them out. They said that what did they say? The verbiage was weird. Like they didn't want people doing terrible things to other people. Like, what like with words? Like, I'm sorry, but words don't really affect you unless you let it. So again, you have to have proximity chat in these kind of games. It's not going to have it. So I just think this is going to be Bungie's The Last of Us Part 2. They're just like, this is going to be the best shit ever. We made it. It's going to be good. Just watch. And it's, yeah.
Well, I won't be surprised if it's delayed at all, because that sounds very, very close to coming out.
No, I don't think it's going to be delayed at all. I think this is their last shot. I think Sony says this has got to come out this year or you're fucked. Let's move on to our next one real quick, and it's really just an announcement. Speaking of Last of Us Part 2, there's another version, and it's like $119, and you get both games. And stop. Make a new game. Somebody said, this is what I like. Somebody said, well, there's been multiple Skyrims, and nobody, and so you can't say that about The Last of Us. Well, since Skyrim has been released, there's been Fallout 4 and Starfield. What have they put out since Last of Us Part 2? If you can't see that on the audio, I'm holding up a 0. So 0.
They remade Last of Us Part 1.
I just come on, just stop. Just stop. Anyway, if you want it, it's on PlayStation. Just go buy it again.
And then Sony has the cheek now to raise PS5 prices in the rest of the world.
Yep.
Outside America, PS5 prices are
I
going
think
up.
Sony and Nintendo are purposely trying to just ruin a gaming altogether and just make it go in the garbage. While us PC players are going to be playing, Cop Bastard.
Cop Bastard.
It's fine. Go try it out. It's just a demo. It's free. Anyway, speaking of free, like and subscribe. It's good for your health, and there's no charge. We're not charging $40 for that.
No,
so.
It's a free to subscribe model. No battle passes.
It's just think of it as like loot that no one can take from you. Click. Anyway. All right. With that being said, let's get out of here. There's probably going to be some more information this week. I think we got there was a game release, but I don't. Maybe that's next week. We'll come up with something for you guys next week to talk about. Until then, be good to everybody. And
Ciao, guys.
Yep. And Disney sucks.